Whenever we hear the word Sanskrit grammar, our minds instantly shift to boring classrooms, reading corrections on an essay, and rigid, frustrating rules of spelling. We treat it as a tedious man made chore. But what if I told you that in the ancient traditions of Sanatan Dharma, grammar wasn't treated as a mundane academic subject? What if it was viewed as a high level combination of acoustic engineering, mathematics, and spiritual technology? A science so profound that rishis believed mastering it could literally grant you moksha, the ultimate spiritual liberation. Welcome back to my channel Prajnamritam. This is the first episode of a series exploring the remarkable evolution of Sanskrit grammar from the Vedas to the great grammarians whose insights transformed the study of language. Today we are dissecting the very word for grammar itself, Vyakarana. We will uncover its atomic breakdown. We will know what does the word Vyakarana actually mean and why did our ancestors choose this particular name. Now, let's break down Vyakarana into its four elemental building blocks. First, the prefix V conveys the idea of separation, distinction, or analysis. It suggests examining something by dividing it into its constituent parts. For your information, in Sanskrit grammar, a prefix is called an upasarga. An upasarga is a particle placed before a verb root to modify or enhance its meaning. Next, the prefix a adds the sense of completeness or thoroughness. It indicates that the action is carried out fully. Then comes the verbal root kri, one of the most fundamental roots in Sanskrit. It means to do, to make, to arrange, or to perform. And then lute, an abstract noun forming suffix that indicates the instrument or act of doing something. The lute suffix undergoes phonetic rules to become ana. Now, when you combine Vyākaraṇa, it forms the verb Vyakara, which means to unite, to dissect, to separate, or to analyze. Therefore, Vyakarana literally translates to the instrument or process by which words are completely separated, analyzed, and traced back to their original roots. The Sanskrit grammatical tradition itself gives us a beautiful definition of the word Vyakarana. Vyakriyante vyutpadyante shabdaha anena iti Vyakaranam. Here is the precise word-by-word linguistic and grammatical breakdown of this phrase into English. First, we will talk about Vyakriyante, its grammatical form, present tense, passive voice, third person plural number, Atmanepade of the verbal root kri with the twin prefixes v and a. Its literal meaning is are separated, are dissected, are analyzed, or are unknotted. In the context, it refers to the physical act of taking a fully formed word and cutting it open to see its internal anatomy. Next, we have Vyutpadyante. Its grammatical form, present tense, passive voice, third person plural number, Atmanepade of the verbal root pad with the two twin prefixes v and ut. Literal meaning are traced back to their origins, are derived, are generated, or are explained etymologically. In the context, it means showing exactly how a word was born, proving how a raw root verb combined with a specific suffix to create a meaningful noun. Next, Shabdaha, grammatical form, noun, masculine gender, nominative case, plural of the base word Shabda. Literal meaning, words, sounds, or linguistic utterances. In the context, the subject of the sentence, the actual words of the language that are undergoing the operation of being dissected. Next, we have Anena, grammatical form, pronoun, instrumental case, singular of the demonstrative pronoun idam. Literal meaning, by this, through this, or by means of this instrument. In this context, it points directly to the tool being used to do the work, which is the science of grammar itself. Next, iti, grammatical form, indeclinable particle, avyay, literal meaning, thus, therefore, or end of quote. In this context, it acts like quotation mark or a logical connector wrapping up the definition before naming the subject. It means this whole process described above is, and the last word is Vyakaranam. Grammatical form, noun, neuter gender, nominative case, singular. Literal meaning, Vyakarana, grammar or the science of linguistic analysis. Now, when you string these word by word meanings together, it translates to the science by means of which words are completely dissected and traced back to their original roots is called Vyakarana. Let's take a simple sentence. Ramaha vanam gacchati. At first glance, it appears to be just three words, but the grammarian asks deeper questions. Why is it Ramaha and not Ramam? What tells us that Rama is the one performing the action? Why is Vanam is a different form? What is the root of Gacchati? How is this verb formed? Each word is carefully examined. Its root is identified, its suffixes are understood, its endings reveal its grammatical function. Nothing is accidental. This careful process of analysis is precisely what Vyakarana means. Ancient Indian scholars, they believed that language possesses an inner order. They take a spoken sentence, cut it open, separate the nouns from the verbs, peel back the suffixes, and show you the raw, pure root of human thought underneath. Just as a skilled jeweler separates a necklace into individual gems to understand its craftsmanship, the grammarian separates words into their smallest meaningful components to understand how language works. This is why the science is called Vyakarana, systematic analysis. But another question naturally arises. If Vyakarana is the science of analyzing language, where did this science begin? Did it suddenly appear with Panini, or does its story begin much earlier? To find the answer, we must travel back to the age of the Vedas. There, we will discover why preserving every sound became a sacred responsibility and how that necessity gave birth to the earliest linguistic traditions, the Pratisakhya's, and that we will explore in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with others, and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next episode. Until then, stay curious, keep learning, and I'll see you soon. Jai Jagannath.